Hi everybody, welcome back to the RV. We've had a lot of wind and pollen and all of that kind of stuff, and rain the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure the solar panels are filthy and not very efficient at the moment, so I'm gonna go up and clean them, and figured this was the perfect time to show you all the things about our RV solar system and battery system and power system, all that stuff. So I'm gonna go up and clean them. So I just did an initial clean of these to get the pollen and stuff off. Just used water and our window cleaner squeegee thing. And it works really good for all these panels up there that you'd have to reach for otherwise. So we have a total of 10 panels. They're 200 watts a piece, which gives us a total of 2,000 theoretical watts. You never get the full amount out of all these panels. But we have them in two groups, 5 in the front and 5 in the back. And the 5 in the front are in series and the 5 in the back are in series. And what series is, you take the positive from one panel and connect it to the negative of the next panel, and then take the positive of that panel, negative of the next panel, and you do that into a big loop so that all 5 of them, we have 2 cables coming out, a positive and negative, and all 5 of them are working as one giant panel. So it brings the voltage up, which means that we can use smaller cable, because your cable size for DC is dictated by how many amps you draw. So by bringing the voltage up of the 5, we can bring the amperage down, which means smaller cables. So we have 5 in the front that are in a series pack, 5 in the back that are in a series pack, and then they go in parallel, which brings the amperage up a little bit and drops down to the charge controller. And it also has the other effect of, if we're parked somewhere where the front of the RV is shaded and the back is not, just the front panel array will drop in voltage and the back one won't. So we should have more efficiency that way. That's why we chose to do it that way. So way down here, these are all connected with Z brackets. And they're called that because they are the shape of a Z. They're just little aluminum brackets that connect directly to the roof. Each one has 2 screws going to the roof. So we did put holes in our roof, but we used a lot of Dicor to seal it up, and we haven't had any leaks. And the gap underneath is enough for an air gap so they don't get too hot, and the efficiency is still good, but they also don't make very much road noise when we're going down the road. You can't even tell that they're up here. So it's worked really well for us, and they have held solidly. So yeah, here's a good look at all of our panels. Also, Sue's hair is red now.
I can't sit still.
Okay, should we go down and look at the other stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. It's dirty in here because this is technically an engine compartment. Like, it's not all enclosed, but this is where the old batteries used to be. So we use this space. So our solar panels come down and go into our Victron solar controller. Goes through a 100 amp circuit breaker on the way to the batteries to charge the batteries. We have a 500 amp Victron shunt that tells us everything that's coming in and out of our batteries and the current condition of our batteries. It's actually really helpful. We have a battery master cutoff switch, a Servo GX, also Victron gear. All of our Victron stuff plugs into it. This thing is the main brain that tells us everything that's going on with the system, tells us what each device is doing, how much power is flowing in and out, and controls everything. And then we have 2 24 volt to 12 volt DC buck converters that convert the voltage down for all of our 12 volt stuff, like lights and the water pump and all that stuff. Then over here is our last piece of gear. It's a Victron Multi Plus 2 inverter charger. So it takes the battery 12 volt, or in our case 24 volt DC, and converts it to 120 volt AC, so we can use it for things like all of our electrical outlets. That's pretty much it out here. So our entire RV is like a big battery backup for a computer. All the 120 volt outlets are always active, whether we're plugged into a source or not. It'll pull off of our batteries and the solar power to run these. It's not like one of those systems where you turn the inverter on and off. We're like a big UPS for a computer.
What's a UPS?
Uninterruptible power supply. So it's like what you use for a server. You put it in there, and so if your grid fails, your server doesn't go down.
Okay, so we're not delivering packages in this.
No. We get packages in this.
That's true.
UPS does deliver here. But no, it's uninterruptible power supply. So pretty much if we unplug from the house or from an RV park, or if the power grid goes down, or if a breaker flips, whatever, inside we won't notice. It'll automatically switch over to batteries. And as far as we're concerned in here, nothing has happened. Nothing has changed. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of batteries, we have 10 lithium iron phosphate batteries by Dakota Lithium. We found the company, found them after doing a lot of research, and their price was good. So we have 10 12 volt, 100 amp hour. They're in 5 pairs of 2 batteries, which makes them 24 volt. All that's set up under the back bed so that it is temperature controlled, because lithium iron phosphates don't like being too cold. And neither do we. So they're back there under the bed. And then this is our main control panel. That servo that's down underneath, that's like the main brain, all that gets connected back up here. So it shows us everything that's happening with the whole system. So right now we're at 100%, so there's not a whole lot happening on it, but it shows what our grid power, how much we're pulling, current state of the inverter, how much we're pulling on our AC load, so like the regular outlets in your house, that's how much we're pulling on that side of it. Our batteries are 100%. We have all of our DC loads, which are, for us, they're all the 12 volt stuff. So all of our lights and stuff, bounced up, shut it off, DC load goes down. And then photovoltaic charger, solar panels, what we're bringing in. So right now we're not bringing anything because the batteries don't need a charge, and we're not pulling anything on the AC side. So right now it's not doing a whole lot. It's not that exciting. But it is cool when you can go up and turn on the air conditioner while we're driving down the road and not have the generator running, and it pulls all off solar. That's pretty exciting. I think that's it. So we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.